Hey fam, this is Sean Hill, your book club coach, and I just wanted to get on here and cut this quick video. I am so excited about all the local ADOS meetings that have been happening all over. I just want to share some of the things that I believe will take these meetings to the next level and make us a lot more easier to kind of get together. As I said that, if you're hopping on now, please say hello, and if you're looking at the replay, please say hello as well. Just say hashtag replay or replay, something like that. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor. Please, please, please like the video. Also, if you would, please, please, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. All right, the first thing I want people to know is it doesn't take a lot of people for you to think about having a meeting or having a get-together. Think of it as just, I need 2 or more people. Obviously, if it's just you, it's really not a meeting. It's kind of just you getting together. But if you have 2 or more people, that's enough to really get you started. All right, one moment here. All right. So what should you discuss at the meeting? Think about on a state and local level, discussing the issues at political issues that ADOS are facing at a city, state, and local level. What are some of the roles that you want to think about completing at your meeting? Now, obviously, if it's just 2 people or 2, or less than 5 at the beginning, that's not a big deal. You may have several of these roles, but as your group grows, think about having each person fill one of these roles. The president obviously is the person that controls the meeting, controls how the ebb and flow. The vice president now is somebody that really assists the president, and also if the president is absent, they kind of control the flow of the meeting. The secretary is also very important because you want to have somebody that's in charge of taking notes, making sure people are contacted. So that's a very important role. The treasurer, obviously, treasurer. If you're collecting dues or something like that, definitely want to have somebody responsible for that. And that's a whole different, video as opposed to what does this person do, how they choose this person. I'm not going to get into the details of that. I'm gonna leave that to you. But you definitely want to have somebody that's going to be the treasurer. And also the sergeant-at-arms can be a lot of different things. You can decide for your meeting what that person does. And many meetings, a sergeant-at-arms kind of handles the ebb and flow of the meeting. He does the room setup. In some places, he's also responsible for making sure that they have a location for the meeting. So it really just depends on how you want to structure that, but you want to think about having these roles completed. All right, so what should you discuss on a local level? Well, we want to talk about the 3 pillars of the ADOS group is reparations, ending mass incarceration, and closing the racial wealth gap. And I know you may be saying, well, I mean, my goodness, reparations is national. What should we do at the local level? Well, growing your group, educating people on reparations is something you can do at the local level. Ending mass incarceration may sound national, but at your local level, you can see what your local jail, what their policies are. Really move for ending bail. Find out how they're handling it. And also closing the racial wealth gap on a local level. A lot of times you may be looking at gentrification, how you can stop that. You may be looking at school finance. All those things go into closing the racial wealth gap on a local level. State, same thing. But now you're kind of broadening that. You're looking at, hey, is anything happening on the state level as far as reparations? Is anything happening on the state level as far as ending mass incarceration? And same thing with closing the racial wealth gap. So you're talking about the same things. You're just looking at it on a different level. And of course, national, hey, same thing there. Reparations, ending mass incarceration, and closing the racial wealth gap on a national level. So you're talking about the same things, just in different levels. Now, here are some of the things you want to do. You want to establish the frequency of the meetings. You want to get that understood up front. Weekly is absolutely the best. If you can get to the point, now you may not start here, but your goal should try to be to get here if you can, that you have a weekly meeting. That's actually the best way to do it. Bi-weekly is good as well. Monthly is okay if that's what you decide. Here's the only problem with the monthly meeting is if a person misses 1 month, there's a whole other month that they have to wait to get back to a meeting. So that can be very, very challenging. Also, when you're getting started, you want that frequency to be high up. You want that chances to meet to really be a lot, because a lot of touches on people, because that keeps people engaged. When you're doing it bi-weekly or monthly, sometimes it's easier for people to fall through the cracks. Establish a consistent time. So you want to make sure that your meeting time stays consistent. You don't want to be all over the place. You want to meet 9 p.m. one week, then 10 a.m. the next week, and it's just vary, because when you're getting started, thing you want to think about is consistency. You want to have some consistency. Establish a location. Now, the location could be at someone's home, it could be at a restaurant, a library, another meeting place. So the location can be several different places. But just like the one before, the main thing is you want it to be consistent. You want to have that consistency about where you're meeting. Also, know all the rules and regulations. There may be a degree of people that can meet at, let's say, for instance, 12 or under, there may not be a charge. But once your group grows more than 12, and I'm just making up a number now, so that you want to get with the establishment that you're meeting to find out what their rules are, they may start charging. So always know what the rules are of the location. And you want to establish a consistent length of the meeting. Hey, shorter is better. If you can get in there and get it done in an hour or less, man, God bless you. You don't want to go more than 2 hours, because after an hour, people are tired, they got other things to do, and they won't come back. So the shorter your meeting, the better. Have a written agenda. Well, why should you have a written agenda? Shouldn't I just have the agenda and I can just kind of go off of what my notes say? No, you want to have a written agenda for several reasons. One, it helps keep the meeting organized. People know exactly what's coming next. Number two, they can take notes on it, so it helps them remember. If they're writing things down, it helps with that memory. Also, it avoids less confusion. People know exactly what's coming next. Now, all of a sudden, you don't have a lot of people with extraneous things just coming out of nowhere. There's some order to the meeting, and that cuts down on that confusion. Now, having said all this, a lot of times with our busy schedules, it can be difficult to have an in-person meeting. It can be challenging. So what you may want to consider is a conference call. During a conference call, well, let's say, for instance, where you are, there are not enough people for maybe a local meeting. So you want to do it on a state basis. And so you have people, a couple other people that live in different areas of the state. So you may not have any local, but you can do it on a state level. Well, obviously it's going to be hard to get together on that level. Conference call will be great for you. Now, here are some of the different services you could use. Zoom is good. Now they all have free versions of their service. Zoom is good. The only problem is if the meeting lasts longer than 40 minutes, you have to have the paid version, which is not a lot. It's like $15, so it's not bad. Uber Conference is good. It is a free version, but once you get more than 10 people, you need to get the paid version. And once again, about $15. Free conference call is good. The major problem or holdback with free conference call is if you have Metro PCS, or I think another service like Metro PCS and T-Mobile, I believe, sometimes their calls will cost the people that are trying to call in. They have to get a special feature. So that can be a holdback from that. But understand the services that you have. Choose one if a conference call is good for you. And so you can check that out. And the most important thing is just get started. Don't wait. Don't keep putting it off. Don't keep thinking that you have to know everything before you get started. Just jump right in and get started on these meetings so we can move forward with the ADOS movement. Well, fam, this has been Sean Hill. As I said, please get in the comments, give me those likes, those hearts, those thumbs up, share the video. If you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and give me that thumbs up and like the video. All right, fam, with that being said, I wish you a wonderful day. and I'll talk to you later. Sean Hill saying goodbye.